Hey guys, I'm Kyle. This is Move with Rhino. We're in my office at Rhino HQ, and today we're talking about custom key settings on your Sony camera for video. All right, so let's jump into the menu. We're on the settings icon, page 6, and you have custom key settings here. I'm just gonna take it from the top down. All right, so for the control wheel, we have it set to aperture. I shoot mainly on manual lenses, so I don't use this that often, but it is pretty nice when I have a G Master on here to be able to change my aperture on the fly. However, most of the time I'm shooting wide open, so don't use it that often. All right, number 2. Custom button number 1. Let me show you where that is at. It's right up here, right behind your shutter release button. Don't use this one that often, but what I set it to is for smile or face detection. And the only time I ever use this is when I'm using an actual G Master or an electronically controlled lens. I will turn this on and I will turn autofocus on. Not so much on the Sony A7S or the S2, but on the A7R2, it works pretty well, and the A6500, the autofocus is amazing. And so we'll use this for push-ins when we don't want to actually rack focus manually. I'll turn face detection on, I'll turn autofocus on, we'll roll with it, and we'll get a buttery clip. Custom button number 2, we set to finder, monitor, selector. Now, if you're shooting photos and videos mixed, this is really handy. You just go up here, it's to the left of custom button number 1. Where the screen go, it's actually in the what do you call this thing? The EVF? It's in the EVF. We also do this for time lapses because if you have your screen on the entire time lapse, it's gonna drain more battery. So as soon as we have all of our shots ready to go, we have our time lapse triggering, press the button, and we're good to go saving battery. Okay, custom button number 3, we don't change. We like where the focus magnifier is. When we punch in to change focus on something, say I want to focus on my iPhone here, boom, done, roll. Pretty simple, don't touch it. All right, so for custom button number 4, which is also the trash can, I set this to picture profile. And so what I use this for is often I'll be shooting video and stills with the same camera, and I don't want to shoot with an S-Log picture profile when I'm shooting stills. So I'll just press the trash can, turn it off, and I have my normal raw photos that I'm shooting. But I'll turn it back on because you can see this is so blown out. We're using a small HD monitor right now to preview our LUT. And this looks terrible if you're just using a standard picture profile. But as soon as we switch to S-Log 2 and we're previewing our LUT using the small HD, we can make sure that we're exposing properly and see what our clip is gonna look like when we get it into post. The center button, we use white balance. Right now we're doing a 3-cam setup. We have a B cam, we have Ed on the Zhiyun crane. White balance is critical, especially when we're putting 3 different clips, thankfully all from Sony cameras, into post. So what I will do is just set the center button. Right now we're just set to daylight because we're in my office, have tons of daylight, but make sure you white balance all of your cameras to the same value. Moving on to page 2, we don't use these as much, but left button we have set to zebras. I normally have my zebras set just to 100% so I can actually see what is peaking. But if I want to change that, I can. I'll keep it 100 though. The right button I don't touch. I leave it as ISO. It's labeled ISO. I don't really want to mess with that. But if I need to change it, I can do so. All right, this is the big one. Audio recording level. We change this very often. I'm on a lav right now, but sometimes we're on a boom. Sometimes we're boosting the signal in, so we have to reduce our audio level. And so all I have to do is press down and I can change my value very easily to what I want. So the autofocus, manual focus button, I don't use this one that often because I do shoot mostly manual, but what we set it to is just autofocus, manual focus toggle. So let's say I'm shooting handheld and I want to take manual focus off. I'll just press the button and I can let the camera grab autofocus if I want. press it again, lock it. I have my zebras to make sure I'm set on what I want to be focused on. All right, so that about covers our workflow for custom key settings for video on Sony's. You can set it up to whatever you want, whatever works best with your workflow. We shoot with 3 or 4 Sonys. In this shoot, we have 3. It's really nice when all of them are set up the same and we have the same workflow. So thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment, subscribe, let us know what you want to see next week. I'll see you later. Okay, so the autofocus, manual focus, shifty lever button thingy. No, that's not what it's called.